Hi, I've always wanted to try ink drawing. Saw this beauty in the art shop and couldn't resist. So what we have here? Here is 5 different nibs. And picture shows what line will look like. Well, looking ahead, they will look absolutely different. Box for these nibs, which makes sounds even when it's empty. Looks cute. Love this, so I don't lose them. At least I hope. Wooden nib holder. Looks like a paintbrush handle. I had no idea how to put the nib to the pen. Fortunately, they left an instruction on the package. But nibs look so fragile and I'm afraid to bend them or worse, break them. By the way, it's wrong attempt. Need to push harder. That way. I've also bought ink. Small bottle. Decided to start with classic, wanted to try colored ink next time. Hope it doesn't spill. It has a very strange smell. And let's start. I decided to take the easiest, in my opinion, nib. I think this nib looks the most friendly. Very similar to the pen. If too much pressure is applied to the pen on an upstroke, the nib tines are likely to dig into the paper. Well, I'm going to be honest with you, the first attempts were really bad. But I think I should share my experience, because it may be useful for someone who has also never tried. At first I thought that I'm doing something wrong. Don't understand how to write correctly. Maybe it's the pressure, but if I press lightly, the line is too light, and if I press hard, the paper scratches. Try to change the angle of the pen, it didn't help. Maybe it's the paper, but I didn't feel a significant difference between sketchbook paper and printer paper, although it's generally recommended to use a smooth paper. So it must be the nib. I searched on the internet. There was written that this is probably because it is new nib which is not used yet, and so it probably covered with a special solution. Ink really rolled off from the nib, and I thought that is the point. Have been proposed to rub the nib with alcohol, nail polish remover, or potato. I've got only polish remover at home, and I decided to risk it. Didn't give any result. Everything turned out to be much more prosaic. I should shake the inkwell well. By the way, I shook it before using, but this ink settles very quickly. Surprisingly, drawing goes better than writing. I tried to make a shadow, changing the angle of the nib, but it is a fail. I think it's better to use hatching. Well, let's try second nib. Let me tell you some theory. There is 2 types of nibs, broad and pointed. First I've tried was broad, and this one is pointed. What does it mean? The pointed nib is flexible and comes to a sharp point rather than a broad edge. Thick and thin strokes are achieved by varying the amount of pressure on the nib. Thick lines are created on downstrokes by pushing down on the nib, causing the nib tines to spray. Lighter pressure produces less flexing of the tines, creating thinner strokes. The broad nib is rigid and had a flat edge. The pen is usually held at a constant angle to the horizontal. Different scripts require different nib angles. Thick and thin strokes are created by varying the direction of the stroke. There was no information about nibs on the package, and I could only guess what these nibs for. It turned out they already have a name. Difficult. Not for beginners. I think it's really cool if you know how to use it. I was so inspired to start that I haven't figured out these nibs before drawing. I mean, what are these nibs for? Thought that I will understand in the process. That was a very foolish decision, I must say. I haven't guessed any of them. Wanna try to guess? Let's play a game. I'm showing you a nib and you are trying to guess what it is for. I've decided that this nib will be good to calligraphy or lettering. In reality, how do you think? It's for drawing. The third nib. Oh, I've enjoyed it. It's so comfortable. It's also pointed, but it's much easier to take control. I thought that it will be good for drawing, cause line is very pleasant. But it's, yeah, for calligraphy. Really, I like it so much. And I can easily paint large areas. Average between the previous and the second. It's difficult to say what it will be suitable for, but the Wenzel is not bad. It's for shorthand. Well, what is shorthand? Stenography? Okay, what is stenography? And the last one looks very specific. At the beginning, I was confused. Like, what is it? How to use it? I call it double. Just double. But its real name is scroll. I think it fits better. And it's for decoration. What do they mean? And for drawing frames. Some warnings. At first, ink drops. Yeah, it was obvious. Don't left nib inside pen. This is what has happened after one night. There was warning on the package, by the way, but I can't read. So, wipe your nibs after use. Don't repeat my mistakes. Ink needs some time to dry. It's not a pen. So you should be careful not to get fingerprints on the drawing. And shake and ink fill properly. So, what do I want to say in the conclusion? To my surprise, I found I like it. Although it was very hard at the beginning, I didn't understand anything. How to hold this deep pen. Why doesn't it write? But it's atmospheric. It's an entirely different experience comparing with other materials. I like this set. I think it's good for the beginners. Gives an opportunity to try different nibs and find the most suitable. The only thing, nib holder. There I have 2 points. First, size. I think I should take a shorter one. For my size of hand, it's a little bit uncomfortable. And second, I think black nib holder is better, cause this one looks messy, and I think it can darken over the time, cause it always gets dirty. Time will tell. Here you can see the difference between fine liner pen and deep pen. As you can see, line is very different, and shadows and hatching. Drawing with ink may look intimidating, but it's definitely worth a try.